Okay, so boom, I don't have time for pleasantries. Okay, Sir is locked up, Gabi is locked up. What the hell is going on between the sheets in my home? Like, this is crazy. So we're just jumping into it. Hi, I'm Kimanchi, nice to meet you. We got stuff to talk about. Okay, so boom, we're getting mug shots, we're getting fingerprinted, and literally MPG. Not you being a whole criminal, but you need wipes to wipe the ink off of your fingers because you're just too pretty and too neat and too proper and too clean for the things that happen to criminals when they go to jail. Like, this is how you know Sir is working with other people, because you don't like to get your hands dirty, literally and figuratively. Hill, let me talk to you. You're in jail, my guy, okay? So boom, we end up going into a flashback, which was nice timing, and we're flashing back to the kidnapping of Sir. Why? Because Trent's like, tell me what happened and what did Gabi do to you? And he's like, let me tell you what Gabrielle did. So we go back to the flashback with the kidnapping of Sir, and I think that this is a very good episode to actually go to, like, what made her do that. Like, we know, okay, her dad died, and then she had Dhan like track him down and all this stuff, but it's like, okay, what else happened? And if the whole goal was to kill him when she found him, to kind of absolve her of her anger, what was the thing that made her keep him alive? Okay, y'all, I almost girl, I forgot I was recording. I'm literally like, girl, everybody's kind of like dealing with like the whole arrest, and Don's ass is on a recording talking about, if you seeing this, I want you to know that I'm the one who kidnapped Sir. Gabi didn't have nothing to do with it. Lacey walked in that room and said, well, what the hell you doing? Snatched that damn phone. He's like, it's my fault. And Lacey's like, I understand. We are all feeling some feels. This is not it. So like, let's make smart decisions and get your ass off this phone. Okay. So while she's talking to him, Margaret comes into the station with Jamie, and everybody's kind of like, who is this, right? Margaret's on clouds that don't exist, and everybody else is kind of like, whoa, okay. And as we're absorbing all of these things and all of these thoughts, viewers, we are back in the flashbacks where Dhan has found Sir, and he had already set up Gabi's basement. It's plastic everywhere. Girl, shoot this man in the head. Easy cleanup. You won't have no DNA, no evidence, no nothing up in your place. Like, get it over with, okay? So she's planning on Sir's death when Margaret shows up. But when Margaret shows up, it kind of delays everything, because the police think that they found Jamie's remains, because they found these boots or whatever that he was wearing the day that he got kidnapped. So this whole time, Sir can hear everything in the basement because the ceiling of the basement is not insulated. So it's an unfinished basement. Y'all already seen this. And so everybody's coming over, and Gabi's just like trying to be there and trying to be consoling, but she knows she got this man up in his basement, and she's like, God damn, like, out of all the nights, like, this is the night this is happening. So they're there for like a really long time, and she finally gets them up out her house, and she come downstairs, and as she's like, boom, we finna get ready and do Sir's like, I can promise you that that is not Jamie, and I can help you figure out that it's not him and help you find him. And so in this episode, guys, Margaret went so hard on Gabi. So hard on Gabi at the start of this season, blaming her, and how could you do this, and it's unethical, it's immoral, it's all these other things. And the only reason Sir was kept alive is because of Gabi's love for Margaret. Sir promised that he could find Jamie. And the only reason he was alive to help with any other case is because Gabrielle loved Margaret so much and was so pulled by her grief of the loss of her own son that she kept him alive. I hope this information comes out this season so Margaret can eat a little bit more crow. Like, she apologized, and I love that. She needs to eat a little bit more crow because you gave her hella smoke. And she would have killed this man. She would have killed him if you did not come over to the house at night and if he did not dangle his knowledge of kidnappers in front of her face. And so now we got Jamie in present day, and it's just like, did Sir find him for real to tie up ends like he's been saying? Like, I'm trying to make everything better for your people at M&A so you can come with me or whatever. Or is this an imposter? And I still don't believe Sir gonna be in jail for a long time. So it's really like Jamie's timing with all of this could not be more perfect. And it's like Margaret said in the last episode with that one lady, it's too perfect. Okay. So even now with Jamie here, he ain't telling Margaret a thing. And everybody's antennas are up except Margaret's. Margaret has Margaret vision, and everybody else is just kind of like, nah, this ain't it. We don't trust it. Look for identifying marks, yo. Where's the birthmark? Did he have scars when he was a kid? Like, search my man's body because this is not it. But in the middle of all of this, guess who comes home? Gabi. So actually, hold on. Okay, so everybody's all suspicious of this little boy or young man, and he's like walking around, he's like getting a read on people and their personalities, and he's like, well, Gabi's not here, and Gabi's not here, and where's Gabi, and where's Gabi? And it's like super freaking suspicious, right? But Margaret doesn't want to scare him away. Like, she's super nervous that he's gonna run if she does too much, and she's trying to get answers, and she knows Dhan ain't with the shit. But Dhan ends up catching Jamie outside. He wants to get some air. You know, he don't want to answer no questions. And he's venting about, like, you know, yes, she lost me, but I was kidnapped, and she can't understand what that is like, and trying to like come back, and everybody's trying to figure out like what happened to you and asking all these questions. It's overwhelming. And so then Dhan shares that he was kidnapped when he was in the service, and he was kept for 3 years, and it was through Gabi and M&A, you know, finding him and searching for him, and then just opening up her space in her heart for him when he came back. And so he's like, I get it, I understand. Now, while this is a true story, Dhan is not an idiot. We're going to use this moment to try to connect with this boy, and also try to search, like Gabi has said, to see like if there's any identifying marks on him or anything that could say that this boy is actually Jamie. So Dhan accidentally spilled some stuff on him, and he got him to remove his jacket, but he didn't see no moles. And I didn't see no moles either. So it's just like, who in the fuck is this man child? So Dhan goes in, and he's like, Mark, this ain't who you think it is. And she's like, listen, I don't want to hear it. I am actively choosing to stay in La La Land. Okay? So what I will do, we'll keep him away, and I'm going to have my moments, and I'm going to try to infiltrate and figure out what's going on, but I don't want to hear it. Not right now. I am too happy, and this is too fresh, and I just don't need any doubts right now. Mind you, the timeline, it's only been a week since she was about to walk into the ocean. So while she is stronger, and she came back last episode and just came through and ate, she's still fragile. Mental health and depression and all these other things is not something that just goes away just because your son showed up or you went to therapy. You're gonna have ups, you're gonna have downs, and right now is just not the time for her to be having Dhan or Zeke or Lacey or even Gabi to bring her down. Jamie is back. She gonna take her own time and her own pace to figure out if this is actually her son. So okay, cool. Dhan, you know, he backs out. So at the end of story time at the police station, while we were getting the flashbacks of Sir being like, okay, let me tell you what Gabrielle actually did. Sir was like, you trying to get me to turn on my Gabrielle, an upstanding citizen who has risked her life and put herself out there to start a business to save a bunch of black and brown kids who the police department don't even care about? She is amazing. She's done nothing of the sort. And I want to put this on the record. Gabrielle Mosley is literally like the mother of Jesus Christ. She's done nothing. And Trent kind of has this look on his face, which is really weird, because it's like 2-3 episodes ago you was just like, Gabby, leave the country, I'm so sorry. And now you're like frustrated that Sir isn't like giving her up. What did you expect? My God, this man is in love and obsessed with her. You thought her kidnapper was going to accuse her of kidnapping him? Especially now with us as an audience, it may seem like he wanted to be kept just to stay in her good graces. Like, yeah, he dangled the whole Jamie thing, but we find out in one of these conversations that like he was always watching her. Even as an adult, he already knew her stats on her fine rates for all of the people. He was never far from her. So if it meant being put in some handcuffs in a basement to help her solve crimes, he was going to accept that. Trent, I'm trying to figure out why you haven't got this through your head. In whatever sick way it is, he loves her. He will absolutely do a bid to keep Gabi out of jail. So Gabi goes home, okay, and everybody's excited, and she tells him, like, Sir is not turning her in for whatever reason. So she's questioning his motives and everything like that, but we can't get through all of that because Margaret comes in with potentially fake Jamie, and she puts up the picture frame of Jamie, him now, and the the picture from when he was like 8 and he got kidnapped, and everybody's just kind of looking around like, so do we tell her? But Gabby's just kind of like, you know, keep her, you know, her eye contact, but like keep everything on the low. Like, cool, we're gonna pretend that this is a real Jamie, and we're gonna put him up on the wall, and we're gonna celebrate like we do. And so in this moment, they humor Margaret and Jamie, and everybody takes their celebratory shots. But Gabi looks at him, and y'all know Gabi notices every single thing, and her suspicions are on, okay? You can see it in her face. She don't trust him, bro. She don't trust him. And he looking back at her, knowing that she feels this way. And he came in a little too high, a little too astute, trying to figure out where Gabi was. And so it's like, if this is a fake person, is he out to harm Gabi? And is he working with Sir and Heather? Because at this point, we all believe that Heather is in on it. Or is he really Jamie, and he's angry that Gabi never found him? Either way, there's some sinister feelings that are coming from Jamie that are aimed at Gabi in a way that I don't like, and I'm gonna need you to slow your roll, little boy. So Trent ends up showing up at M&A, and the first thing in my mind is, didn't your girlfriend just get like a flesh wound and you was all kissing her in the hospital and acting like she actually like had to have major surgery? Why are you here? That was my thought. Go back to your girlfriend, okay, because you are not welcome here. But he's like, I thought you would be happier being free. And Gabi's just like, Sir didn't absolve me of my stuff because he wants me to be happy. He's doing this for another reason, and I really need to figure out why. And the one part of me was like, girl, just accept the fact that you are free. But as we keep seeing with these flashbacks, there are just layers to so many things. And Gabi knows Sir better than Sir knows Sir at this point. And so I'm just going to lean in and trust that she knows that he's doing this for an ulterior motive. And so I'm also ready for this to unfold. But this is one of the one times where Gabi knows he's doing it for a reason, but she's actually quite shaken up because she cannot predict his next move. So in this, there's just a fear in Gabi that we have not seen at all since this show premiered. But one of the things that wasn't on my bingo card, y'all, it seems like Sir is really in jail. But before we cut out, he looks up and he just smirks. And then we go to the end credits. So there's that. Sir is in jail, y'all. Like, I don't see him being in jail the whole season. I definitely see Heather being his criminal defense attorney, or working in a way to get him out. But I can't believe that at the end of this episode, Gabi was free and Sir was still behind bars. As far as Jamie goes, like I already said, it could go one or two ways, but one thing that's true and for certain is that his intentions, regardless if he's the real Jamie or not, they're not good. And Dhan is picking up on that, and y'all already know how Dhan feels about our girl. He will murder any and everybody for Gabi. And you're talking about somebody who was a kidnapping victim during a war, going through all types of torturous stuff, and the only reason he was brought home is because Gabi found his case and forced people to go and get him. You going up against the government to find this man? Oh yeah, Dhan will murder everybody, to include this young 20-something man or whatever. Like, it is what it is. It's always up. And then who else in this episode? I think those are like the main things. Those are my main thoughts on that. But yeah, what y'all think, y'all? How long y'all think Sir gonna stay in there? I don't see Sir being in there beyond like maybe 30 days. But I also didn't see him still being locked up by the end of this episode. But also it's like, okay, he is a known kidnapper, so they have a little bit more evidence on him than Gabi, mainly because of the Lacey kidnapping, because statute of limitations on Gabi and Bella kidnapping from all those years ago, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have had a leg to stand on. But because he kidnapped Lacey this time, like in the future, there might be a case on him. And Lacey's, it will absolutely testify. Like, I just don't see him getting off and Lacey being calm about this. Definitely see a breaking point coming in the future if and when Sir comes out. And honestly, I just feel like keep Sir out of jail, because otherwise, what kind of show would we have? Like, we kind of built the show around the trauma of the kidnapping, and so there's so much more that we can explore and so many layers in this. And then also I want to throw in some fan thoughts. Okay, so one of the things that people are communicating with on Twitter is that that Heather may not be his sister, but she may be a former student who didn't like the attention that Sir was giving Gabi, and so she just kind of held on to this animosity and became his accomplice through that by way of hurting Gabi. One of my thoughts was, if Heather is not a sister, what if she's a former kidnapping victim who he maybe let go, and when she saw that he was like super obsessed with getting somebody else back, she developed this weird Stockholm syndrome reality in her head that makes her want to be the object and the only object of Sir's affection. Another thing somebody brought up is when Heather saw Gabi, and before Gabi walked out of the room, she was like, you're the one who broke his heart. Heather didn't say anybody's names, so we all assumed Trent. But somebody else on Twitter was like, what if she meant Sir? Because Gabi's the one who got away, and what if that broke Sir's heart? So I'm loving all the thoughts, all the comments that I got in the last episode about this show. So many theories, and honestly every single one of them sounds really good. The writers are keeping us on our toes. This is one of them shows where you really cannot like guess, and I love guessing plots and themes and major storylines, but they do so much to keep us in a whirlwind. By the time you get to the end of the episode, you've been shaking and moving so bad, like every thought that you had is out of your brain, and then it'd be like 3 days later and you'd be like, wait a minute. So that's what makes this show so exciting. So keep commenting below. I would love to know what y'all thought about this episode, how long y'all think Sir gonna be in jail, and what you think his motives are, okay? And with that, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. For all of the people who just like listening to podcasts, make sure you share the Spotify link as well as the Apple Podcast link, and follow me on Instagram at So There's That Podcast, as well as on Twitter and Blue Sky Social, Kivanshi. I'll be talking about Found with all of the Found family all week long. We gonna be here. We got 12 episodes down, 10 more to go. I don't know, man. I don't know, but I'm gonna see y'all in the next episode.